Hello, this is Chip Codroach. I have a special show today. I'm actually doing the Roast of Tom Brady review. So this will be interesting. As you can see, I don't have any Tom Brady attire, so I did the best I could by breaking out the Fred Jackson jersey and my Buffalo Bills hat. Kind of going the opposite direction here. So anyways, this roast was hosted by Kevin Hart, and he said that it was the greatest roast of all time. So he's comparing this to the Charlie Sheen roast, the Bruce Willis roast, the roast of William Shatner, and Bob Saget. Did it compare to these other roasts? Not even close. So let's get to it. Let's talk about, first of all, some of the people that were in this roast was, well, Kevin Hart, obviously he's the host, but Drew Bledsoe made an appearance, Randy Moss, Crap Kardashian, let's see.
Which one?
I'm sorry, I have to name Kim.
Oh.
Kim Kardashian made an appearance. Don't ask me why. I don't have the answer. Let's see. They had Bert Krishner with his pal Ernie. I don't know the other guy's name. It's not important. They were horrible. Let's see. There was Andy Schultz. I already forgot the one girl's comedian's name. There were so many. Oh, Rob Gronkowski was there. Bill Belichick was there. Ben Affleck made an appearance. Will Ferrell made an appearance. Edelman wasn't terrible, and there were some others too. I'll get to them in a minute. Well, let's get to the host first. So I started with Kevin Hart. So he pretty much introduced how it's the greatest quarterback of all time. I tend to balk on that a little bit. And it's the greatest roast of all time. So he's already blowing this thing up before it even starts. So I'm already sort of rolling my eyes. And then he brings up the male genitalia joke. This joke was overused throughout the whole show that it kind of destroyed it a little bit. This is why it's not going to get the greatest review. I know I'm going to take a lot of flack for this because everybody loved it except me. So what I can't do, because the YouTube Fun Police decided to monitor my one show, now I have to show pictures instead of clips. So I will go through each person and let you know if I liked them or not. So I will do that now. Oh, I see. Alright, so the first guy that comes in to roast him is the somewhat talented Jeff Ross. He's actually a very good roaster. I'm not really going to go through any of the jokes in case you didn't see this. I don't want to spoil anything. I'm pretty much just going to rate them. I give him about an 8 out of 10. He did a pretty good job of... He did a good job of roasting Brady, but his Gronk jokes were great. And he does make an Aaron Hernandez joke right at the top of this. And he also wears a jersey that says Roast J. Simpson. And he comes out with an OJ, sort of an OJ jersey with blood on it. And he pretty much says that he's about to kill this white female dog in front of me, and he points to Tom Brady and uses the B word. So, like I said, this is sort of a family-friendly show, so no, I'm not going to swear. Plus, I don't want to owe my girlfriend $1 for every time I do. So,
Girlfriend?
So pretty much Jeff Ross goes on and he does what he does best. And he pretty much roasts everybody. I think he throws a couple Edelman jokes, and he gives it to Gronk really, really good. So this is definitely one you want to see. Okay, so then I'll go to the next person after him. Okay, so next up is actually Drew Bledsoe. If you don't know, for people that I'm gonna tell the story anyways. So Drew Bledsoe's playing. The New England Patriots are playing the Jets, and Drew Bledsoe does what he normally doesn't do. He takes off and he runs. Or I'm sorry, he attempts to run. He's very slow. So tries to get out of bounds. Mo Lewis hits him, and some other Jet. Okay. So the New York Jet players hit him. He pretty much goes out of the game. It turns out he has I think one of his lungs were collapsed. So he's in the hospital when he pretty much loses his job to Tom Brady. And the rest is pretty much history. So obviously Tom Brady steps in, Drew Bledsoe loses his job, and now he's roasting his baby? I'm not sure if they're friends or not. But now, when I went to Boston the year after he got hurt, he played with the Bills, and I went to a comedy club, and they said that Drew Bledsoe was one of his favorite customers. So I guess this is up Drew Bledsoe's alley. And after hearing his jokes, I could kind of tell that he did have a niche for comedy a little bit. He wasn't hilarious, but for being a professional athlete, he was actually pretty funny. So Drew Bledsoe is definitely worth looking into when you're watching this roast. I was very impressed. I would probably rate him about an 8 out of 10 as well, just because this isn't really his cup of tea, and he did a good job. Okay, and next up is somebody I'm really not familiar with. This is Nikki Glazer. And honestly, she surprised me. She did exceptionally well. Her Gronk jokes were fantastic. I can't believe some of the stuff she said about him. And I enjoyed every minute of it. Her Tom Brady jokes were good. But Gronkowski I hate a lot more. So I really enjoyed her Gronk jokes. They are worth watching over and over and over again. And then when you look on the stupid look on Gronk's face, it's fantastic. The jokes at Jeff Ross were kind of, he's Jewish and he's fat. Okay, you're going to hear that all night. It gets old the first 2 seconds somebody says it. And Nikki Glazer did a great job. And again, I'm not going to tell any of the jokes. But I'll give her a 9 out of 10. She did a great job. All right. Next up is one of the greatest and laziest receivers, Randy Moss. Why was he here? I have no idea.
What does that even mean?
Well, he was a great player, but he could have been better. He was lazy. It's one of the reasons why he doesn't have a Super Bowl ring. But they don't bring this up during that. So, you know what? I'm going to bring it up. The guy was lazy as Dookie.
Come on. Oh, my dollar.
Hey, sorry, just putting it out there. And obviously from his comedy act, he is very lazy. His comedy act bit real bad. It was not good. I don't think I laughed one time. Even when he mentioned the Patriots cheating, his delivery was so bad. It was like his one dropped catch in the championship game against the Falcons. So, giving Randy Moss a rating for this, first of all, he should have never been here. This is not his thing. He should not have been allowed. Somebody else had to be funnier than him. Jaleel White would have been funnier than him. He played Urkel, by the way. So
Who's Urkel?
He was in Family Matters, the nerdy guy.
His name is Steve, but okay.
Did I do that? That guy. So Randy Moss, I'm actually giving a 4 out of 10. 40%. Great job, Randy. This is why you're ringless. I'm done with him. Okay, well. Alright, well, we have the special toast by the guest of junk. This is the talentless and worthless person to Hollywood, Kim Crap Kardashian. And she's here to give a toast. I didn't realize it was a toast until now. It shows you that I probably went to the bathroom or got my dinner ready when she appeared. So why she's here, I don't know. Did it ruin the roast? A little bit. So for her being there, I'm giving her a 1 out of 10. And I am giving the LA Forum an F minus for inviting her. She had no reason to be there. She has no reason to be in Hollywood. She actually should be banned from just doing anything in public alone. So that is what I'm giving her. And now I'll go on to the next creature on this roast. Well, I was right. I did say creatures. This is Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura. I call them Bert and Ernie. Ooh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be insulting Bert and Ernie. I'll just call him Bert and I don't know the other guy because he doesn't matter. Point is, they both suck. They were bad. They were horrible. They did not have any reason to be here, just like Kim Kardashian. Bert was laughing like a little schoolgirl when he had a picture of Tom Brady without clothes. And Captain Baldy, to your right, had a clip of, I guess it was dictators, and he was comparing, oh no, he was comparing Tom Brady to serial killers, which made no sense because Tom Brady doesn't have any personality at all except dull and boring, and he has a high-pitched voice. So I don't know where they were going with it. Their comedy, if you want to call it a skit, I call it garbage. It was horrible. There was no reason to have them. I give these guys a 0.5 out of 10. They were that bad. And again, I blame the forum for inviting them. I give the forum an F triple minus for inviting these two clowns to this roast. They kind of ruined it. All right, I'm ready to bring on the next thing. If you want to call it a person. I was right with thing. Will Ferrell is next as Rod Burgundy. And of course, we all know he's from Anchorman. He showed up, did his little strut, and tried to make jokes. Maybe there was one that was good. Maybe. I don't remember any of them. He went on about Tom Brady's skin, and that just made me I kind of wanted to throw up my pork chop after hearing that. There was no reason to say that. So, as people know me very well, they know I can't stand Will Ferrell. So this really...
I can agree.
This didn't really help the roast any. And as usual, I'm going to give Will Ferrell a bad rating. I'm already skipping over him. I give him a 2 out of 10. And again, the LA Forum invited him. So they are getting another F minus for their invitation. This is one they did not have to do. This was something they really didn't have to bring Will Ferrell into this. This was unnecessary. I don't complain about things being too long, but if they cut this shorter, I probably wouldn't be as critical. I've had enough of Will. I'm going on to the next person. Okay, so next up is Sam J. I know nothing about her. So I just found out that she's actually from Boston, so she was obviously honored to do this. A couple of her jokes weren't bad. You know, obviously they don't have to use those goat jokes because it drives me crazy when people talk about the goats. But that's goats of anything. So, but put that aside. Her jokes were, some of them were kind of stupid. But boy, when she called Bert and Ernie talentless, oh, I enjoyed that. That's the only joke I'm going to give away. I enjoyed that a lot. So, for Sam J, not knowing much about her, I kind of liked it. So, for her, I'll give her about a 7.5 out of 10. Out of, yeah. I had to think of it. I had to make sure that was the correct number I was actually going to use. And the next person is kind of a robot, but he surprised me. So we'll go to that now. All right. Well, here we go. the robot himself, Bill Belichick, is up next. And you're probably thinking, I'm just going to trash this guy. I'm actually not. This guy is not a stand-up comic at all. He doesn't really have a funny bone in his body. But yet, he passed Bert and whoever that other guy was. Tim Segura? That's why I call him Bert
Tom.
and Ernie. Tom. Okay, thank you, Tom. As like his name matters. After this, I don't think they're going to have jobs. They're probably going to be working at AutoZone. They are hiring. So, I just had to hope they're smart enough. So, anyways, Bill Belichick. Yeah, this one surprised me a little bit. He was pretty much himself, and I think that's why he was good. He didn't try to be somebody he's not. He didn't go overboard. He didn't overact. He just stayed his ground. And his jokes they did make me laugh a lot more than that Burt show that we saw. So I was very impressed with Bill Belichick. I would give Bill Belichick. I'm actually going to go at 8 out of 10 here. He was surprisingly good, and he was happy, and he seemed like he enjoyed doing this. All right, so I'll go on to the next person.
Also, I would rather watch him than watch this roast. Just saying.
Okay, and next we have one of Tom Brady's receivers, Julian Edelman, who said that he is Jewish. This is the first time I knew about it. Not that I care. Then he made a joke about him being Jewish, and then, of course, he had to point to Jeff Ross and make a Jewish joke at him, which he heard all night. So he wasn't really off to a great start. But then he started telling some more jokes, and they slowly got better. And then he made a male genitalia joke, which was pretty much said all night. So I kind of stopped laughing at that point. So I kind of got lost there. Overall, he wasn't horrible. But at this point, I was kind of trying to go to bed. So I had to watch this again yesterday. So he really wasn't horrible. He made a couple good Tom Brady jokes. His Bill Belichick jokes, I think, were good. His Gronk jokes were good. So overall, I'll give him about a 7.5 out of 10. All right, I'm going to go on to the next person. Okay, so next person is Tony Hinchcliffe. So I guess he does a thing called Kill Tony, which I've never heard of. So this will be interesting.
Kill Tony, kill Tommy.
Yeah, well, yes, it's Kill Tony is his show on his podcast. So on this, he calls it Kill Tommy. So I guess what he does is he draws a name out of a hat or something. So he drew out Dana White's name. So Dana White had to pretty much come up with a roast on Tom Brady or whoever else at the top of his head without warning. So that was kind of interesting. That was kind of a fun part to the roast.
There was only one name in that.
So then after that, then Tony did his thing and he killed Tommy, made some Giselle jokes, some divorce jokes. Then he went after Jeff Ross and Talentless Bert and what was that other girl's name? The Sam J. He went after Andy Schultz. So it was kind of a fun one. He did a really good job. This guy really made it funny. You're gonna have a good time listening to him. I'd give him about a 9.5 out of 10. All right, now it's time to go on to the next person. Oh, here we go, Akshan. Here we go. We are here with the idiot. Oh, I'm sorry, Rob Gronkowski. My bad. I think I was too nice when I called him an idiot. His act was absolutely horrible. He was obviously drunk when he did this, which people might give him a pass. I do not. He is supposed to be a somewhat professional because he's on TV, but even when he's on Fox, it looks like he's lost. On here, I think they had to. They couldn't give him a map because he didn't know how to read it. So I think they actually had to guide him up to the stage because he didn't know where to go, even though there were stairs right in front of him. So I don't even know what Gronk's act even was. I didn't understand any of it other than him just ranting and swearing and saying a bunch of other stuff. And then he actually does a shot with, I think, Tom Brady and Belichick at the end of this, and he spikes the shot glass, which would drive me nuts if I was actually there. What if that got me in the eye? But Gronk doesn't have a brain, so he can't process things like a normal person. So I am giving Gronk a negative 10 out of 10. He did that bad. He bombed. He should have never been there. He should have stayed at home watching TV with his helmet on. Thank you very much. Next thing. Okay, I was right by thing. It's now Andy Schultz. If anybody's going to write comments, could you tell me who this person is? Because I don't know. He just looks like he has a goofy haircut and a stupid mustache. He said a couple jokes that just made me go, ha-ha. But it was really nothing special. I don't know where to rate this guy. I don't know anything about him. If he's a comedian, I don't know where they find these people. I think he was found at the Five Below bargain bin, maybe?
Five Below has bargain bin?
They might have one for him.
Ow.
So, I guess I'll give this guy a 2 out of 10. Wow, that was fast. Okay, next. And next is the head honcho of the Patriots, Robert Kraft. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean Kraft.
$1.
That's not $1. He deserves it.
$1.
He deserves worse. And I think he got a massage before he actually went to this roast.
By Tom Brady?
Could have been. Wasn't Bill Belichick, that's for sure. So Robert Kraft was on here just spewing some garbage. He didn't really say anything clever or creative. He just went up there and just said how much he loved Tom. And he thanked the Lord for bringing him and Bill together to coach his beloved Patriots. I think that made me throw up the most. So I don't know why he got up there and spoke. He didn't have to do this. This was nonsense. This was Kim Kardashian nonsense. So there was no reason to have this. This is a forum problem. So the forum for this, you get another F triple minus for this nonsense. Okay, next. I've had enough. One of the last people on here who should have been first, Ben Affleck, made an appearance.
Okay, stop.
I think my
Let's go.
loss of words explains it all. That this was just depressing. There's nothing happy about the man. There's nothing good about him. He did nothing great. Except when he leaves the stage. I don't know who invited him. I don't know why he's there. I know he's from Boston. And Boston, this is another person you produced that just flat out is just a miserable, miserable person. It is miserable to watch. Yes, I own a few of his movies, but believe me, it's not because of him that I have them.
You know he got married like 2 times that I know of, right?
Yeah, I don't care. And he probably got left the first time because he's boring.
Actually, I think he left her for J-Lo.
Probably because she was exciting, and I don't know why J-Lo's with him. Maybe she just likes corpses.
First loves.
He would have been great in Night of the Living Dead.
First loves. Always go back to each other eventually.
I'm sure. Well,
with them two, they did.
I mean, Ben Affleck's not funny, so I don't know why he was on stage trying to be funny. It just didn't work. Ben Affleck gets a minus 100. He gets a minus 100. He was that bad. I put him worse than Bert. I don't know why I put him worse than Bert. I take it back. Bert gets a minus 102, and Ben Affleck gets a negative 100. I changed my rating around. I can do that. It's my show. All right, and I'm going to probably... I think it's time to get to Tom Brady now, but I'm not positive. So I'll go to that next. Get me away from Ben Affleck, please. Okay, so there was a mystery guest. I'm not going to give anything away. Okay, so now the mystery guest. I can't remember if this was supposed to be a surprise or not. I think it is. So I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I'm going to say this. They did a terrific job. It was, believe it or not, it was clean humor. It was done well. And I was very surprised by it. The jokes were really funny. I'm definitely going to give this person 10 out of 10 because it's a socially awkward person that doesn't do this a lot. So I'm actually going to give them a perfect score. I don't know why, but I'm going to do it.
Because he was good.
It's my show, too. I can do that. If I get backlash, I get backlash. I don't really care.
Yes, you do.
I guess we got to go with the man or woman, whatever Tom Brady is. We'll do the Man of Honor next. Then I'll get to that. Okay. There we are. Alright, so Tom Brady defends himself at the end of the night, which is what happens at the end of a roast. How was he? He did make a couple of shots at the Buffalo Bills, which I expect. I think the Bills he only lost to them maybe 3 times, tops. And I think he won 21, 22 games against them. It was a pretty high number. So I guess I do expect that. The joke made me chuckle, but it wasn't clever. It wasn't great. The joke he had with Drew Bledsoe was that joke was actually clever. Again, I'm not going to say what it was, but I think you will enjoy that one. And I don't really have anything nice to say about Tom Brady, but those are pretty much the only jokes that I really got a kick out of. So, other than that, his defending himself was just okay. It wasn't funny. But again, I don't believe he's a funny person. I know that Josh Allen does go golfing with him in the off season, and it's
not Allen fan no more.
It's got to be a very boring game of golf. It's probably just talks about their clubs and their golf balls. And that's probably it. Because Tom Brady does not have a fun bone in his body. Which is why he married boring Giselle. Is she pretty? Sure. But she's probably very, very boring. So this roast overall was just... It was an okay roast. I liked it the first time I watched it. And then after that, it just kept going down and down and down the more I paid attention. So, overall, I'm gonna give this roast maybe a C+ to B- range. It was definitely not the greatest ever. Sorry, Kevin Fart. Kevin Hart was, in my opinion, he was not a good host. He laughed at everybody's jokes. He stood up and gave standing ovations way too much. Even if the joke was just mediocre at best. And it got annoying. And Kevin Hart got annoying. He's probably a cool guy, but if you laugh after every joke he makes, it gets annoying very, very fast. If I could have got $1 for every time he said Jesus Christ or F you Tom Brady, I would be a millionaire and I could do YouTube full time. Okay, that's good. I'm going to end the show right there. Thank you very much for watching, and please write your comments below and subscribe if you want to.